Nothing screams elegance quite like Cartier. Nothing is easier to match with other metals and materials than a two-tone steel and gold watch. Nothing says sophistication quite like a vintage timepiece. Today we are looking at a vintage Cartier Santos two-tone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Chase and this is All Things Random. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the like button. And as always, we're going to get right into the video. At the very end, I'm going to tell you the story of how we found this particular watch. So let's get into it. The hard industrial lines of the Cartier Santos can easily be noticed from across any room, unlike the Rolex counterparts that just disappear on your wrist and often go unnoticed. The same can't be said for the steel bracelet with the gold screws or the steel case with the gold bezel. Complemented with a classic white dial, this, as it's more vintage, is slightly creamed with its signature Roman numeral indices and blued hands with a design that is absolutely unmistakable. This is a classic ladies watch coming in at smaller than 30 millimeters in the case diameter, a case thickness of just under 7 millimeters. This quartz watch is a perfect mix between dress and a sports watch. As this is a vintage watch, roughly made in 1990, the Smart Link system is not an option, so screw pins secure the links. The classic cabochon on the push crown with the date window at the 3 o'clock position, screw in case back, and 30 meters of water resistance. Now this watch used retails for around $3,000, around 3,300 euros. Now let me tell you the story real quick of how we came across this watch and why we decided to pick it up. So we were in Valencia, right? We had flown into Italy for our honeymoon, went to Roma, took the fast train up to Valencia, and then we were walking around the city. We came across this tiny little shop, and there were vintage and used luxury watches in the window, and this one specifically caught my new wife's eye. Now she does own a Cartier Solo, which is a newer model, 2022, and she saw this and she's always wanted a two-tone gold watch. So we decided to wave down the store owner and we were let in. Now, this is a secure shop. They only let 1 or 2 customers in at a time, and you have to be buzzed in because they have high-end timepieces inside. Now, Tomas, who is the son of the owner, who we had a lengthy watch conversation about, and once he found out I was a watch collector, we were looking at things like gold reversos, we were looking at other Cartiers, we were looking at some Rolexes, and he even decided, this gentleman decided, because he knew I was a watch collector and he knew that I would be thrilled to see one of his dad's personal watches in his own watch collection in the safe. He took it out, a 1970 Rolex Daytona Cosmograph Paul Newman. Now this watch, he handed it over to me. I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is $100,000+ watch, and he's letting me handle his dad's personal watch. Now this is what's so great about the watch community. When you find another watch enthusiast, it doesn't matter if you have a $300 watch or a $300,000 watch. It's very easy to just geek out. He took me back in the back. He showed me all these watches that he was refinishing because he had gone to Switzerland and learned how to work on watches as a watchmaker, then came back and worked for his dad. I mean, just a wonderful, wonderful family. So we decided, after some conversation, he gave me a 400 or 500 euro discount on what they had this offer. They had this up for 3,000 euro, and he offered it at the same price point because he knew that I was a watch enthusiast, that I could find it on Chrono 24. And he didn't have to do that. Now, they did refinish this watch. They had already polished out a bunch of stuff. Now, a lot of people go back and forth on whether or not you should polish a case, on whether or not you're losing material. Him and I had a long conversation about watch polishing. And after our long conversation, I felt very comfortable with the fact that this watch was polished because he was the one who did it. Again, he took me in the back. He showed me everything that he was doing. And this thing just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. As every reputable dealer, 2-year warranty. Anything's wrong with it, we can absolutely just send it back and they'll take care of it. Now, we went back and forth on whether or not we were going to buy this watch. And I told my wife, Jamie, I said, look, why don't you buy the watch? Because you, like me, love watches. She is a watch collector herself. She's really gotten into it since we've been buying watches together. And I told her this will be a solid memory, a timepiece that you can connect a beautiful memory to, which is our honeymoon. So we ended up pulling the trigger and we ended up getting it. Just a lovely, beautiful watch. And it does semi-match my Cartier Santos. I don't have a two-tone, I have the blue dial, but they do look great together. Anyway, just a quick video. Love to tell that story because it's not often you come across another watch collector, especially in another country, that you guys can just connect with. And it was just a great time. If you're ever in Valencia, in Venice, please swing by his shop. Just a lovely, lovely family. Anyway, I'm Chase. This is All Things Random. If you stuck by this long, hit the subscribe button. Again, it's free, helps the channel. I got a lot of videos coming out in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.